Saturday night in quarantine.
We're not in quarantine. You
I was
decided to go back and get your bike, and then you're coming back to the shore and you're doing your Jersey Shore takeover. Okay, tell the folks the truth. You're going to come in, you're going to take over my damn condo, and it's going to be like, I don't know, I don't live here anymore.
I do eat all of your food. I'm sorry about that.
It's not just that you eat all my food. You take over the condo like you think it's yours.
I mean,
And it will be
yeah,
someday when I pass away, but it's not yours now.
I was gonna say, but I didn't want to say that because that feels weird.
No, you get the watches. Your sister gets the wine collection, and the two of you can share the condo.
Hey, I love the condo, and yes, I look
Good.
forward to hanging out with you more tomorrow.
Cool.
All right. So yes, I am back home. Got the flat tire fixed on my bike. Life is good. Wanted to ask you a couple questions here. I know
Yeah.
it's late on a Saturday night, but I felt like it might be valuable, and people watch it whenever.
Yeah.
Want to ask you about test drives. So
Okay.
pretty much everyone that I work with, every car
Yeah.
that I've ever bought,
Yeah.
or even the cars
You went on a test drive, didn't you?
you're the one who told me this cheesy line, but it works.
The feel of the wheel seals the deal, and that wasn't even my line.
Whose line was it?
I don't know
Anyway,
whose it was, but it wasn't mine.
I
Okay.
remember
The
I
fe- I go ahead.
I use that, like I was talking to someone that's in the industry, like in the
Yeah.
automotive industry, and she
Yeah.
was like, "Whoa, that's really
Yeah.
good." And I was like, "Yeah, my dad
She
gave
can
it to
use
me."
it. Tell her she can use it with attribution as long as she attributes it to you. Um,
To you.
well, whatever. But anyway, there are certain. I mean, not everybody takes a test drive, but everybody should take a test drive. And the reason people should take a test drive is you're not going to buy. Well, maybe you would today because of the internet and everything else. But typically, you're not going to buy a pair of shoes without trying it on. You want to make sure they fit. You want to make sure they're comfortable. You want to make sure you can walk in them without any real pain. And and so if before you spend money for a pair of shoes, you're willing to try them on. Well, if you're going to spend 5, 10, 15, 50, 100, $150,000 on a car, at the very least, you should test drive it to see, well, I don't know, if you even like it. I can't tell you how many times that we would work a car deal with a customer who had never test driven the vehicle, and we had agreed to numbers, and after God knows how many hours, because we couldn't do anything quick, so after we agreed to numbers, then they decided, well, let me drive the car. And they drove the car, and you know what they found out? They didn't like it. They didn't like it at the numbers we were at. They didn't like it if the numbers were $10,000 less. They didn't like it enough to own it.
Yeah.
So rather than waste 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of their life or our lives, people should actually do themselves, everybody, a favor and test drive potential vehicles that they're thinking about buying, so that they can make a determination as to whether or not it fits. It fits their comfort, it fits their needs, it has the acceleration they want, or it has the safety features they want. They need to do the test drive. And then there were three questions that I drilled into my salespeople's heads that I wanted them to ask. And the questions were as much for the salespeople's fact finding as it was to help the customer along. Okay. And the first question, and I wanted it asked exactly as I'm going to say it now. The first question that I begged my salespeople to ask when they got back from a test drive was, you loved the way the car drove, didn't you? It's leading because you're suggesting to them that they did. Now, if the customer says yes, that's great. That means you can then ask the second question. If the customer were to say no, now you're helping the customer determine what it is that they really do like. So what about the car didn't you like? What would you want in the car that would make it drive the way you'd want your new car to drive? So you could go back to searching for the right car and demoing the right car. If the answer to that question was yes, then the second question was, this car is equipped the way you want your new car to be equipped, isn't it? Not, did you like the car? Not, is it equipped okay?
Yeah. Are the
No.
options all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This car is equipped the way you want your new car to be equipped, isn't it? If the answer is yes, then you can go to question number 3. If the answer is no, you're doing both yourself and your customer a favor, because now you have to isolate what it is that it doesn't have or that it does have that they didn't want.
Yeah.
So what's missing? What added equipment or equipment would you want to take off that would make it equipped the way you would want your new car to be equipped? You need to isolate those things. You need to figure out and help the customer figure out what truly is or isn't important when it comes to the accessories or the options or the packages. And then you look like you have a question. Go ahead.
Well, I'm thinking back to one time that I took a test drive. Remember, I was interested in the Alfa Romeo Giulia, I think.
Yeah.
And I took that for a test drive, and I ultimately didn't buy the car. But I remember the salesperson.
Yeah.
He was not particularly good, and
he scared the shit out of you in the way he drove the car because he pushed it.
No, he told me and that's what I guess I'm trying to say is like the way that you phrase those questions, like they might be a little bit they are leading, but at least
there's nothing a little bit leading about them. They're absolutely 100% leading.
They're leading, but at least like they're open. Whereas I distinctly remember this test drive I did, and the salesperson was just like, "Yeah, things quick, isn't it? You know, you can really take it around that corner faster." And I'm like, "Dude, I know I'm young, but like I value other things." So it's interesting to hear that you trained your salespeople.
I tried to train my salespeople. Trust me, they wouldn't ask the questions the way I told them. I mean, I would sit them in my office. I would make them write the questions down verbatim, exactly the way I wanted them to say it, because as we discussed yesterday, the value of words, the way we say things, the way we ask the questions. So assuming we got a yes to the car drove the way you want your new car to drive, didn't it? This car's equipped the way you want your new car to be equipped, isn't it? The third question would be, assuming that we could work this out to where it's at your budget or below, you would want to go home in your new car today, wouldn't you? Okay. Those were the 3 questions. If they said yes, well, God damn it, stop talking, take out your pen and start writing because you've got a car deal. If they say no, well, then the question would have to be, well, why wouldn't you want to do that if we could work everything out to where it actually comes in under your budget? And elicit a response. Or another way of saying it, and this is for slightly more advanced salespeople, is so assuming for a moment that the amount that we could give you for your trade and the amount on the car that you're looking to buy, the amount we give you for the trade is more than what you were hoping to get, and the price for the new car is less than what you had budgeted. What do you see yourself doing next?
Yeah.
Which is a slightly more advanced way of getting the customer to say, well, if those things were to happen, I would see myself, I don't know, buying the car. Good. Let's get started. Let's see how we can work all that out.
Yeah.
But that's a more nuanced way of asking the question, of assuming that we could work all the numbers out to where it's less than what you had budgeted. You'd want to go home in your new car today, wouldn't you? That's a lot more leading than the other one. The other one allows the customer to make the decision and say, absolutely, I think, well, if that were the case, I think I'd want to move forward and buy the car.
And even though these are leading questions, and and they're great, actually. I mean, in terms of like a word track or a script to follow that feels and is natural, makes plenty of sense to me. I actually think I would still prefer a salesperson that approached me in this type of way after a test drive versus the, punch it, go as fast as you can. Aren't you having fun? It's like,
well, most salespeople will say something like, when you're pulling back into the lot. This is the other thing that salespeople get taught. And this wasn't one of my favorite things, but the salespeople were taught to say, do me a favor, why don't you pull it over here? This is the sold line.
Are you serious?
Oh, God, yeah. Because salesmen are just, they're always bombarding the customers with tricks, or, so, yeah, why don't you just put it over here in the sold line? And if the customer wouldn't put it in the sold line, then you pretty much knew you didn't have a deal. Well, if you did what I said to do, the car drove the way you want your new car to drive, didn't it? The car's equipped the way you want your new car to be equipped, isn't it? Assuming all the numbers worked out to under your budget, you'd want to drive it home today, wouldn't you? Those are three different ways of getting the customer to the commitment that you need to get them to. But yeah, most salespeople aren't real adept at it. They'll go, "What'd you think?" After you drive the car. "What'd you think?" Oh God, I think I like it enough. Could you just take the cash that's stapled to my forehead and pull it off and just take whatever you need so I can get the car? I mean, there's some skill and talent involved in this. And the question of what you think, that isn't skill or talent. That's like, shit, I don't know what to say. So what do you think? You like it?
It is
Okay.
kind of like, it is
The
kind of
other
like
thing, the other thing sales managers train the salespeople to do is to just say to the customer, look at the customer in the eye and say, follow me or come with me, and then turn around and walk into the showroom and walk to their desk. Well, and don't turn around until you get to your desk. Well, sometimes the salesperson would walk to the desk and there was nobody following them.
What's the rationale for that?
Because it's control, and if you tell somebody to follow you and they do, then you've got control. There's more sophisticated ways to do the same thing without doing it quite like that. I guess I thought of myself as a little more nuanced, a little more sophisticated, a little more open, a little more transparent.
I mean, Dad, when I think sophisticated and nuanced and kind of almost even Art Nouveau, I think of someone who has the Philadelphia Art Museum behind them and a wine collection that they haven't touched in over a year. I mean, you are.
Well, I don't drink. I don't drink. Okay, folks, I don't drink. Okay, I have another case of wine coming in June because I belong to a wine club. I'm a widower. Okay, so I live alone except for, well, somebody's joining me, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice to have a glass of wine every now and then with dinner? Well, then I realized, well, a glass of wine's a whole damn bottle. There's only one person drinking it, and wine's only really good like when you first open it. So it's not like you can put it back in the fridge and pull it back out, I don't know, a week later and go, oh yeah, that tastes even better than before, because it doesn't. Okay, so I had this wonderful idea. I'll join the wine club because I'm sophisticated and nuanced, and I'll have a glass of wine with dinner occasionally, because nothing washes down a White House sub better than a nice Pinot Grigio. Okay? So I join the wine club and I get wine, and I have a case coming in next month, and then there's another case coming in July. And well, I don't drink this shit. I just stack it in my wine racks. And I was telling your sister yesterday, I said, that's part of her, and she gets the wine collection.
It was funny because I hadn't seen you in a couple months, and you had a new wine rack because you had so much more wine.
Yeah, because I have more wine coming. Yeah, it's. I listen, folks. I apologize for you finding out that I'm a wannabe wino. Okay, I'm not really a wino because I have a nice wine opener, but I don't even know how to use the damn thing because I hardly ever open a bottle of wine. But if you ever come down, if you track me down and you get to the shore, you want a little Pinot Grigio, a Chardonnay, a little, I got something. It's right here. It hasn't been touched in probably well over a year.
Oh, man.
Okay. I think I'm done. I think people have heard enough about this shit.
All right. I have one more question relating to the test drives for anyone who has, miraculously made it to this point.
If we can get back to test drives after getting drunk on all this wine.
You want to do that tomorrow?
Maybe.
I might be game for that. Okay. So if I have a customer,
yes,
and I am in this, this COVID environment, and maybe I'm doing an at-home test drive, or I've scheduled an appointment.
Yes.
Kind of walk me through from the customer perspective. You've talked about how you've trained your salespeople, how other people train salespeople. Yeah. Let's say I do not like the car. How do I, or maybe like just walk me through how I should be approaching this situation so that I can.
This is going to sound odd from a car guy, but honesty is the best damn policy. If you don't like the car, say you don't like it.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste the salesperson's time. Move on to some other car that you think you might like, whether it be a different car within that brand or to a different brand altogether. But if you don't like it, you don't like it. And you know what? If you take a test drive on a car that you thought you were going to like, and it turns out that you don't like it, and it turns out you couldn't answer yes to any of those three questions, the salesperson would rather have that than spend 3 or 4 hours trying to figure out how to get to a car deal only to have it blow up when you realize you don't even like the car well enough to own it.
Yeah, be
So,
upfront.
so even with COVID-19, even if it's a service that brings the car to you, if you don't like it, say you don't like it. It wouldn't, just so the folks know out there, it wouldn't be the first time any of these salespeople ever heard the word no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
No,
point.
I don't want it. I don't like it. No, I'm not interested. They hear that 10 times a day. Okay. So it doesn't hurt their feelings when you go, no, I don't like it enough to own it. They'd appreciate that.
Now, one other question, and I think that's a great point, Ted. One other
Okay.
question, and I bring this up only because you've counseled me on it, is
Yeah.
you can tell a dealership you're not interested in buying a car and still get a test drive. You can say,
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with going into a dealership and saying, listen, before we get started, I know your hopes are that you're going to sell a car today. I'm telling you right up front, you're not. Not to me. Might be to the next guy. And the reason you're not going to sell it to me is because all I'm here to do today is to test drive a vehicle or two, because I'm looking at your brand and several other brands. And the only way I can determine which brand I'm going to end up with is to test drive all of them. So today is test drive day and maybe some information, but we're not working a car deal today because I've got 3 other brands I need to drive first. I hope you don't mind, but if it's okay with you, I think we should get started, young man. And most salespeople go, okay.
all right,
You've deflated their bubble, but what are you going to do? The truth is the truth.
the truth. Maybe that's the Team Chefska merch. It's like the truth is the truth with like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, here's
There
the
you
deal.
have it, folks. Yeah.
Here's the deal. We need. I'm gonna cook for my dad tomorrow night, and we need a wine pairing suggestion. I'll probably do. What do you think? What should we have for dinner tomorrow? I'll cook for you. I promise. I know I've been eating all your food, so I owe it to you.
What's left to cook?
Yeah. All right. I'll go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Someone down below in the comments, give a suggestion. I'll cook for Ray. I'll pair it with one of his many wines. We'll report back in the future.
Yes, we have reds, we have whites. If we've got you covered when it comes to wine. So just make a wine suggestion. I'm thinking probably something in the chicken line.
Okay. So we'll do poultry.
Yeah.
Poultry.
So I would
poultry.
poultry, and so I would think maybe a white, but there could be some reds that go well with chicken.
I bet you are some people down below.
Yeah, I mean, if we do like a chicken parmesan, there's some reds that can go well with a chicken parmesan.
Outro.
Folks, I think we're done for the night. I need to go open a bottle of wine. We'll talk to you real soon.
Hey, I'll see you tomorrow, Dad.
Okay, good night, handsome.